Hey guys, it's Miss Finley. So now we're going to be looking at the answer key to solving systems of linear inequalities. So we do this one equation at a time. So starting with y is less than or equal to 2/3 x minus 1. We're going to graph this. So our slope, our rise over run, is 2/3, and our y-intercept is -1. So I'm going to start at -1 on my y-axis, rise 2, run 3, rise 2, run 3, and then take that in the opposite direction as far as it will fit on the graph. Okay. So this is an or equal to, less than or equal to. So I am going to connect these points with a solid line. Okay. Connect it with a solid line. And it's less than or equal to, so I'm going to shade below. Okay. So for my first equation or first inequality, it's less than or equal to, so solid line shaded below. My second inequality is y is less than or equal to -2/3 x plus 3. Okay, so here my slope is -2/3 and my y-intercept is, whoa, that's new. How do I make this go away? Okay, it's never done that before. Okay, so my y-intercept is 3. So I'm going to start at 3 on the y-axis, and our slope is -2/3. So that means down to right 3, down to right 3. All right, and then we take that in the opposite direction as many times as it will fit. And our graph here, excuse me, not graph, but our inequality symbol is less than or equal to. So we're going to, again, connect those with a solid line. And it's less than, again, less than or equal to. So we're going to shade below. So remember, our solution to system of linear inequalities is where does the shading overlap. So where the pink and the blue overlap to make purple, that is our solution. So option A matches our graph here. Okay. All right. And feel free to pause that if you need a second longer. Okay. On number 2, let's see what color did I use before. I used blue. Blue is a good color. Okay. Let's again graph our first inequality. We have y is less than -4/3 x plus 1. So our slope is -4/3, and our y-intercept is +1. So we're going to start at 1. -4/3 means down 4, right 3. Okay, and then take that in the opposite direction. And that is less than. So we're going to connect this with a dotted line, which I think I'm going to cheat just a little bit and first connect it with a straight line and then use my eraser tool to make it dotted. So I'm cheating a little bit there. Okay. Ooh. I don't mean to dot the axis line. There we go. Now it's a dotted line. Okay, so that was me cheating. So now I'm going to look at the second inequality, Oh, excuse me. Let me take a step back there. So we've graphed the line. Now we have to shade. It is less than, so we're going to shade below. Okay, shading below. Put your pencil on the line and move down. That's what we call below. Okay. And then our second inequality, y is less than or equal to negative 1/3 x minus 2. So our slope is negative 1/3. Our y-intercept is negative 2. So put a point at negative 2 on the y-axis. Slope of negative 1/3. So rise negative 1, which is down 1, run 3. Okay, and take it in the opposite direction. And that does have the or equal to. So we're going to use a dotted line, or excuse me, a solid line to connect those. Okay. And then it is less than or equal to. So again, we're going to shade below the line. Okay. And the solution set is where do the two graphs overlap, or the two shadings. So where the blue and pink overlap to make purple, that is our solution, which is this area here. Okay. So that solution is C, or matches C. So C is our answer. Okay. And again, pause the video if you need it. Moving on to 3. We have y is greater than 2/3 x minus 1. So our slope is 2/3. Our y-intercept is negative 1. So I'm going to start at negative 1. Rise 2, run 3. Rise 2, run 3. Take that in the opposite direction. Okay. That is greater than, no or equal to bar. So I'm going to connect it with a dotted line, which again, I'm going to cheat just a little bit. And make a solid line, but then use my eraser tool. Oops. Maybe make that a little smaller. Okay. There we go. That makes it a little better. Okay. And then it is greater than, y is greater than that line. So we're going to shade above. Shade above. Okay. Then we move on to the next line. Let's make that actual pink. Ooh, it'll be fire. Okay. So y is greater than negative 2/3 x plus 3. So our slope is negative 2/3, and our y-intercept is 3. So we're going to start at 3, and our slope is negative 2/3. So down to right 3, down to right 3. Let me pause my camera for a second. Oh, no. Phone's being grumpy. Okay. All right. And again, that is greater than. So I'm going to use a a dotted line. I'm going to not cheat on this one because I'll end up erasing half my shaded area if I do. Okay. And it's greater than, so we're going to shade above. Okay. So shade above. And the area where the blue and the pink overlap to make purple, that's our solution. Okay. And that graph matches A. So A is our answer. just silence my phone. That'll make things simpler. Okay, and then last one. Y is greater than or equal to 1/2 x minus 1. So our slope is 1/2 and our y-intercept is -1. So we'll start at -1 on the y-axis, and then our slope is 1/2. So rise 1, run 2, rise 1, run 2, rise 1, run 2. Take it in the opposite direction. Okay. That's a, ooh, wrong button. That is a greater than or equal to. So I'm going to shade or connect with a solid line. It has the or equal to bar. And it's greater than or equal to, so I'm going to shade above. Shade above. And then our second inequality, y is greater than 2x plus 2. So our slope is 2, but remember we always need slopes to be fractions so that we can have rise over run, and we can always make that a fraction just by putting it over 1. So 2 over 1, and our y-intercept is 2. So we're going to start at 2 on the y-axis, and then our slope is 2, so rise 2, run 1. Rise 2, run 1, and then take that in the opposite direction as many times as it will fit on the graph. And that is just greater than, no or equal to bar, so we're going to connect with a dotted line. Okay. But greater than means that we shade above. Okay. So when I shade above this line, okay, well, the part where the blue and the pink overlap to make purple, that is our solution, and that matches the graph of D. Okay. All right. I hope this makes sense. If not, please make sure you take advantage of office hours or send me a remind or an email. Make sure you ask questions. I hope you all are doing well. I miss you, and I will talk to you later.